Hi folks, welcome inside Manhattan College Athletics. Chris and I will speaking with the Jasper swim coach, Walter Olsewski, and coach, team getting set now for the ECAC season coming up this week.
Very excited. This is really a true test for the kids over a 3-day period. Fortunately, we have just around the block to Lehman College to go, but the kids have been proofed on their events that they're going to swim and their relays, so I think the kids are very excited. Based on last night's performance against Fordham, I hope that holds true.
How much does it help, because obviously the ECAC used to be over at the Nassau Aquatic Center out on Long Island, how much does it help that it's right around the corner here?
I think the kids not having to get up early, having to leave, having to worry about traffic going through New York City onto Long Island makes a big difference. It's about 8 minutes to get over to the parking spot at Lehman College. It's a beautiful facility. We used to have them on our schedule at Lehman College, so the kids look forward to that. A lot of my kids that come from the metropolitan area, they've swam at Lehman for club swimming over the years too. So it's a distinct advantage to us as opposed to other schools that have to really travel. So knock on wood, hopefully that'll help us.
Now for those who don't know the history of Manhattan swimming, the men's team was on a long hiatus. They
20 years.
recently returned a few years ago, and the men have been coming on incredibly strong the last few years.
I had a feeling once we were able to get through that first initial year, when we took our lumps, we were 0-11. I had 11 kids, including 3 of my golfers that I shanghaied to swim for that 1 year. But after that, parents around the area saw, 1, that the kids were going to be competitive, 2, the college was going to put a financial backing into the sport, 3, we have engineering, and as you've seen over the years, Chris, the majority of my kids in the men's team are engineers. So they're getting a great education up here. A lot of the kids getting jobs right out of college, and they also give me 100% in the pool.
So after last year, moving into this season, obviously you don't have Bobby Verriora anymore. You don't have the Fab Five, as you like to call them, but you still do have a quality core group of guys.
Quality core group, and surprisingly, the freshmen that were unheralded coming in, Chris Reyes, Mike DiMaria, Richard Llewellyn, they have stepped in and been able to replace as best as possible in spots in the meet, also spots in the relay. So again, I'm very pleased with that on the men's side.
When you look at the seniors for this men's squad, obviously guys like PJ Sweeney and everybody else, how much have they helped develop this program? I
think the fact that they've been there all 4 years, have followed along in the steps of the Fab Five. PJ has been, and Fusco have been incalculable help on the meet. Dennis Daly was part of a state championship team with Pine Bush High School up in Section 9. He's been there all the time. He's helped to mentor and tutor Mike Mackey, and now Mac is just as good, if not a little stronger in the pool than Dennis too. But that's the way you want to see. You want to see your seniors being able to translate some of that leadership down to the juniors, sophomores, and the incoming freshmen. So knock on wood, that has worked out very well for us.
Last year, one of your freshmen made, not to use the pun too much, but a big splash for you guys in Lance Neuendorf. How much has he adapted a leadership role in his sophomore year?
Lance leads by truly the example in the water. He's very quiet. That may come a lot from having a father as one of our volunteer assistants, Bob. But the kids all know him from both high school swimming up at Tappan Zee and in the Rockland County area, and his club swimming too. Whatever I put Lance in, I'm going to get a supreme effort out of him. Kids like to set records, and Lance is no different than any other top flight swimmer. He enjoys being part of a record-setting team, and he's swam lights out the first 6 meets for us this year.
You talked about some of the unheralded freshmen coming in. One of the guys who probably being very unheralded right now, but making his mark is Scott Isaacs, especially in the diving.
Scott is an amazing type athlete. First 2 years we just had him strictly swimming sprints, butterfly, backstroke. This year when James Kelly dropped off the team due to other needs that he had on the campus, Scott said, "Coach, let me give it a chance on this." I said, "Okay, we'll go down." So we were down at NYU one of the Tuesdays, and right away he had the presence on the board. After 1 or 2 practices, he was putting dives in that some of our other divers in the past wouldn't even attempt. So this kid, I think his future, diving-wise, He's going to get a lot of diving helping over the Christmas holidays up in Rockland County from one of the coaches there. And hopefully we can get him even to go away to a diving camp this summer. I think he could wind up being somebody that would be a point producer for us at the MAC.
When you switch things over to the women's side, and obviously you look at your senior leadership and swimmers like Melanie Tam and Vanessa LaRue.
Melanie is there all the time for us in the sprints and the 100-yard butterfly, so she does an admirable job. She's really a super student athlete, already has an engineering job that'll start right when she graduates. Vanessa, I've had to move her around all 4 years depending on what the needs of the squad are. This year she has to concentrate a lot on being our breaststroker. Now, we have recently signed a young lady from Long Island that will definitely be able to fill that void and then some for next year. But both leadership-wise and swimming ability-wise, they've both done very well. And we can't forget Mary Lynn McMahon as the third senior captain. Her worth now is definitely on the diving end too, and the 5-minute freestyle.
Mary, of course, has now, for the third time this year, broken her own diving record.
Amazing, because with 1 day a week practice down there and no other outside diving time, they are able to maximize the hour and a half down there, you know, without getting any interaction from the diving coaches down there at NYU, which is not allowed. But they've been able to really pick it up, and I was extremely proud last night of both kids, Scott and Mary Lynn at Fordham.
For those who don't maybe fully grasp the sport of college swimming, how important is it to have depth on the roster, not just in terms of multiple swimmers in a single event, but just having a large number of people?
Having a large number of people, swimming is the type of sport that everybody's not going to be healthy 100% of the time. I have a couple kids out now who have really made it difficult moving some of the kids around, but everybody realized they have to be able to fit in. So we don't have a kid come in and all I can do, coach, is a 50-yard freestyle. They have to be adaptable. So when I have meets and I make up rosters, or during the meet, if some kid is not feeling well, which inevitably happens with any kind of athletic team at the college level, they're able to fit in. But adaptability, versatility in swimming is what I actually look at. When I interview kids coming in as prospective student athletes, I ask, what else do you do besides this? Can you do this? What does coach normally put you in a high school meet? I have to have an idea when I'm recruiting somebody. Are you going to be adaptable to Manhattan College program? Are you going to be able to know that we're not going to swim till the evening times? We're going to have to go, 5 or 6 minutes in the vans to get up there. That's all type of things we have. And I'd say on our team, we have at least half the kids come from high schools that they had to travel to swim. They come from a Catholic high school with rare exceptions. They definitely have to travel to swim. A pool is a very, very expensive proposition. It's an ideal luxury. That's why the kids and myself were very impressed by Fordham's facility last night.
When you look at this women's team, and obviously struggling a little bit here this year, but where are some of the bright spots you're seeing?
Bright spots, I think, this year, obviously a couple of freshmen. Patricia Colton, who was come from Washingtonville High School. She stepped right in as our #1 sprinter. She anchors the medley relay. She swims in the 50 freestyle and the 100 freestyle. Madison Brown, she had a couple shoulder problems midway through the fall, but now she's back, and we got a real good performance from her last night, swimming the backstroke in the medley and the 100 backstroke. She's a bright spot. Sarah Buckley comes from Ward Melville High School out in Section 11. And she's unique in that the 4 years she swam for Ward Melville, they never lost a dual meet, and they were county champions. And she competed at the state level last year at Girls State Championship. So she's able to provide some instant depth there in the freestyle and also with the leadership ability there too.
We talked about at the start with the ECACs coming up this weekend. What are your expectations for the team?
For the guys, I figure we could finish in the top 6 teams out of the 21 that are competing in the meet. The girls, I hope we can just improve on some of our times, maybe try to get some valuable points in some of the relays and some of the individual events. Mary Lynn hopefully maybe can score something on the 1-meter diving, which she'll be doing tomorrow afternoon.
The ECAC start tomorrow with Lehman College and the Bronx fans. You can follow along at ecacsports.com. Coach.
And spectators, parents, friends are more than welcome. Lehman College has a large seating capacity. Please come.
Coach, thanks a lot for the time.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us inside Manhattan Athletics.